Welcome viewers to another 60-minute sports. I am Christopher ZIDANE Matthews.
And I'm VENGA, the rational one. I'm kidding, the irrational one.
People, you know by now, I am the rational one. I am the rational one. Remember though, like, importantly, subscribe and share these wonderful videos. So it's all football today. Lionel Messi scored his first goal in Ligue 1 for Paris Saint-Germain. He was being mocked by people that he's not able to score the Farmers League. That's what they call it here in Jamaica. I don't know where they call it in England and Canada and USA, but they call it the Farmers League in Jamaica. They're saying Lionel Messi did not score and it was disappointing. Now he has broken his duck, so he is off the mark in terms of goals in Ligue 1. Arsenal, Liverpool, another dominant performance from Liverpool against Arsenal at Anfield. We're going to discuss that as well. Manchester United suffering an embarrassing defeat. It was embarrassing to Watford, and also Leon Bailey came on, did not start for Aston Villa. Stevie Gerrard getting his first victory. We're discussing all of that. We'll start quickly, briefly, with Lionel Messi scoring his first goal. Your thoughts on all of that, Venga?
Well, pretty much it's just a matter of time before Messi works in, and being a top-class player, eventually he'll get there. Getting acclimatized to the league usually takes some time, and you see it happening with players all over the world. So I wouldn't give him too much of a flap.
Yes, indeed. So he's off the mark. Not much to say there, because obviously we discuss and we rate Messi based on what he does in international football and the Champions League, because he has passed being judged at the league level right now, especially in a league like the French league. But our team, Arsenal, disappointing performance at Anfield. I'm going to allow you to go first. Let's see where your head is at in terms of Arsenal versus Liverpool.
Alright, looking at the first goal, this is something that I've remained consistent about, and I usually level this criticism against Adrian Mariappa when he plays for Jamaica. I've also said previously that this is cultural in the league in the UK, where people in the defensive third do not man mark. They zonal mark, pick up the flight of the ball and try to race the opponent to the ball. Now, I don't know how fast you think a human being is, but you cannot get to the player if you miss the flight of the ball and stop him from scoring. You see in the first goal where Arsenal, there was a set play and Arsenal is defending. The kicks come over, the kick came over, and properly weighted ball came between Kamiasa and the Brazilian centre back there, Gabriel, and they weren't able to defend simply because they're not man marking, and the recovery time in the 18-yard box it's just impossible for you to recover and stop anybody from scoring. So I'll say to the people in England and the academy, stop teaching this. Man mark in the 18-yard box. I would say to even players, make your arm into a C, get the player inside that C, leg between his leg, and block him. Because if he gets the run on you, you cannot recover to stop that player from scoring. This must stop. I do not like this. Pretty much, the back four wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. However, our right back is not athletic, and playing against a very quick front three from Liverpool, anytime that through ball is played, it's very difficult for Tomiyasu to recover. Extremely difficult because he's not athletic. So in midfield, Arteta decided on a box midfield. I particularly don't like that. I don't like no team that comes to play with two defensive midfielders. In a box midfield, the two front players, Saka and Smith Rowe, they're given the responsibility to run the channel. Smith Rowe had a very difficult time being a number 10 player, trying to play in the channel to get there. He can play behind the striker and distribute and make good passes. It's very difficult for him. You see Saka at times getting there, trying to join Aubameyang, but the starting position for him is too deep behind. And so you're not able to create the overload in the final third in attacking Liverpool. So that was a disaster. So it's very limited there. Setting up a team, a box formation with four midfielders, you're hoping that based on the amount of midfielders that you have, that you can retain possession. that was not happening. We were losing the possession statistics. That was a disaster. Aubameyang, the coach, I don't know who gave him this responsibility to be chasing from way up, the lone centre forward. Seriously, yeah, the lone centre forward. To be chasing back 20-30 yards to be tackling, right? It's ridiculous. So when we recover and try to make the outplay, there is no escape route, right? Centre forwards, for the most part, I played it in my life, can't tackle. And you're going to get a red card chasing that far back to make a big tackle. It's just totally unacceptable strategy. You can employ these tactics with lesser teams and it may work. Playing against high quality opponents, that's a no-no. Another mistake Arteta made was to bring on Martin Odegaard. He brought on Martin Odegaard, who was not athletic, couldn't get there, and you had Smith on the field. So in the athletic department, we were outrun and outgunned. Just didn't make any sense. But what are your thoughts?
All right, I won't take us long because this is just easy to analyze that Liverpool at Anfield at their best, Arsenal is not at that level. Arsenal is not at Man City's level, they're not at Chelsea's level, and they are not at Liverpool level. So Liverpool was clicking on all cylinders this afternoon when they faced Arsenal, and it could have been worse. If you look at the first half, the goalkeeper for Arsenal was the best player. So they kept getting through Arsenal. It was just a difficult game. We have not won at Anfield, I think it was 9 years. It's been a long time. They have an excellent record against Arsenal there, and nothing changed this afternoon. However, the scoreline could have been lesser if we did not make so much simple mistake in the back line in the second half. So it could have been a lesser result, but some of the things I mentioned are just factors that we need to work on going forward. When we play other teams that are beatable teams, you don't want to make those sort of mistakes that you were alluding to. But against Liverpool, it could have been better, but expected. Liverpool a class above Arsenal right now, and they're at home at their best, so no surprise in terms of the result for me. All right, so
you're looking at the menu. You want?
Yeah, man. Manu. This is everybody's talking about
listen.
Ole out. Is Ole actually the problem?
It is the whole technical setup at Manu. There is a problem there. Now I call the transfer with centre back coming from Leicester.
Harry Maguire.
I'm at a loss as it relates to names this afternoon. Odegaard, I describe that sale as the great train robbery. Now, he looked good in the season that Leicester won because he had a Jamaican, the Jamaican Wes Morgan beside him, where he was giving him some protection. He had Angola Kante in front of him and Drinkwater. And so he was not that exposed. Mark you, he had a good season, but he had protection there. And as a result of that, that was a big purchase. But if you carefully break down Maguire, he's slow, he's clumsy, and he's not very analytical. When he plays for England, he has some amount of protection, and England, being in a pretty soft group, retain the ball for most of the time. So he's not that exposed. But every time you isolate and expose Maguire, it is a total joke. He's not at the level. It's the great train robbery.
Yes.
Leicester City should give them a discount and return some of the money.
It's one of the biggest heists in the history of football indeed. He is not a great player at that level. Decent player, but at the United level for what they are expecting from him, Harry Maguire does not produce the goods. But it's not him alone. They are just too open, and they're not bad going forward actually at all levels. They can threaten and they can beat good teams. But it's too easy for teams to break down United and get through in on goal. Space between midfield and defense, there's always that gap. The attacking midfield and the opposing side always has space. They were killed, they were slaughtered on the flat this afternoon. They were lackluster. I don't know what is up. I don't know if the players decide that this is the end of the road for Ole. We're just going to lay it down. It was really atrocious. It could have been worse. The goalkeeper said it after the game that it could have been 4-0 at halftime. He made some spectacular saves as well. So it was again disappointing. But I would just want to say, there was a lot of talk when Ronaldo was bought. Manchester United before Ronaldo were doing better at this stage of the season last year. They have Ronaldo. It's more than just Ronaldo. Ronaldo is merely just a goal scorer right now. So it's all about what to do around him. He got some chances to bring the United back in the game, but he was not firing this to the at all for United. So important that they have to do it as a team. But the biggest issue is that they are not being able to stay in games because the defense. It's shocking how bad they are defensively. It's just amazing. And they're not going to win any football game against any decent opponent, especially away from home. They have to fix the defense. The defense is their major problem. It's just obvious.
You know how many goals I've scored against them this season?
Tell me.
20.
It's bad. It's every
20.
game they concede goals and they concede chances.
The team doesn't have the traditional Man U identity, and as a result, I don't know what they're playing. It's difficult for them to put together a strategy, a serious attacking strategy. It is beyond me. But the technical staff or the director of football at Man U seems to be happy, and they're going to soldier along with Ole.
Fix the defense, United, and you could be fine, because as I said, you have Ronaldo. On his day, he will score goals. He will make things happen up front. You have some quality wingers. Sancho hasn't started well at United, but today it was a wonderful cross to Ronaldo. He headed it back to Van der Beek and he got that goal. So he looked really good. Rashford looked good in parts. So I'm saying they have lethal people up front who can damage quality opponents. So I'm saying stabilize the defense. Be strong in midfield defensively, make it difficult for teams to break through. I think they can play a counter-attacking game based on the wingers that they have and Ronaldo be the target. But they have to fix the defense. Once you make it easy for teams to score on you, they're gonna build it. They're gonna build up in confidence, and they're gonna have comfort in terms of doing what they want to do against you. It's gonna make the job harder for you. So Ole, I can't believe up to now you're not able to tighten up this defense. Your job is on the line. They had a meeting. I'm understanding that you're still in, but I don't think it will last longer than maybe this week, depending on what you do against Villarreal away from home in the Champions League.
Leon
Bailey, Aston Villa.
And I've been saying this over and over. If you watch my videos, I'm consistent. I remain. It is not magic that Leon Bailey came on and looked good. Nothing magical about that, because he's playing in the right position. If you put him out on the flats, in clean air, he can hurt you. Put him in the reggae boys, even though you claim you're playing him at centre forward. Stuck him in the middle, behind you're the named man.
Yeah, in West Ham player.
The West Ham informed big striker.
I'm going to get into that.
Mikel Antonio. You're sticking him behind Mikel Antonio almost in a number 10 position and expect him to be lethal when he's crowded out. Not gonna happen. You bring players from overseas to play for the national team as best as possible. Stick them in their right position. You can't coach a team, a national team, in a week. You can't get them fit in a week. You can't coach them in a week. When you meet, it's to discuss strategy, tactics. That's where you are. Nothing more than that.
He did pretty well coming on. Steven Gerrard, new coach, got his first win. They soak up a lot of pressure because the team had a lot of position knocking the ball around against them in the second half late when Leon Bailey came on. His pace, I think the team was a little bit concerned about his pace, so they sat off a little bit. It worked. He made up about 2 mistakes when he came onto the field, people. He looked really good. He was comfortable, looked comfortable on the ball. He ran into good spaces and he was always a threat. So there's something wrong with Jamaica. I don't know why. This man is a quality footballer, very good footballer. Something's wrong with Tapper. Tapper out. We still go and say it even.
Ali in, Tapper out.
Ali in, Tapper out. Because we want United to continue to lose games. Yes. Right. We want Jamaica to win games. Ali in, Tapper out. We are not United fans. So no. Ali in, Tapper out.
Runners for life.
But Mikel Antonio, quickly. Mikel Antonio, there was a jet that was sent for Mikel Antonio, and persons were saying that, oh, Mikel Antonio, private jet was sent for. It's the biggest waste of money in the history of football. Mikel Antonio looked like a schoolboy today against Wolves. Waste of money. If you had allowed him to take the usual flight back home, I don't think he would have looked anywhere.
Seriously.
So that was the biggest waste of money in the history of the world.
A star is a star.
I'm not saying he's not a star, but I'm saying
send a jet. Send a jet.
Well, it's the biggest waste of money in the history of the world.
No
he
money
looked like a schoolboy.
Pick up a star. Roll like a star.
Good win, Wolves.
That's it?
Yes. All right. Remember, people, like, subscribe, and share. ZIDANE Matthews.
Stay tuned.